Hello students, I hope all of you are very fit and fine. So students, here we are to learn the unit 1, that is matter in our surroundings, from your science book. That is the first chapter from chemistry background. So here let's start. At first we have to know what is a matter. Matter, it means matter is made up by some tiny particles. What is tiny particles? These particles may be atoms, these particles may be molecules, these particles may be ions, and these tiny particles may be anything, and we will discuss what is atom, what is molecule, what is ion, what is the main types of particles in the next two, unit 2, unit 3 and unit 4 in this chapter. But right now we have to know that what is a matter. Matter is made up of some tiny particles. That particles may be atoms, molecule or ions, number 1 point. And number 2 point is the matter will have some definite mass. What is the main difference between mass and weight? The main difference between mass and weight is mass is constant everywhere. That means if any object's mass, suppose A is an object, okay, and its mass is 5 unit in Earth, then definitely the mass of this object will be 5 unit in Moon also. Okay, that means everywhere in the universe the mass is same for any particular object. Okay, so that matter will have some definite mass. And number 3 very important point is matter will cover up some volume. That means some area it will cover, some area or some volume it will cover. Okay, so these are the main 3 parts in the matter. Matter is made up of some tiny particles, number 1 point. Number 2 point is it is having some genuine definite mass and definite volume and or area also. Okay, so this is known as matter. Right now, what is matter? We have understood. Now, what are the examples of matter? Anything. This pen is a matter, this board is a matter, this water bottle is a matter, everything. This shirt is a matter, stars are matter, planets are matter, everything, air, that is also a matter. So these are the matter which will have some tiny particles, some definite mass and some definite volume. Okay, so now what are the main characteristics of the matter? So the main 3 characteristics of any matter is, number 1, write it down. The first characteristics, the particles of a matter will move or will have a continuous movement. That means the particles which are present in a matter will move continuously here and there. I will do some activity regarding that point. Okay, and number 2, the particles will have some space between them. Okay, that means the particles which are present in an atom will have some space in between them. Okay, and number 3 very important point, the particles will attract each other. Okay, so these are the main 3 points. We have the characteristics of matter or the characteristic of the particle also. That means the particles of a matter will have a continuous movement. That means the particles present in an atom is continuously moving here and there, number 1. Number 2, the particles will have some space between them. That means inside a matter, the particles that are present will have some space between them. Okay, the space is minimum for solid, and this thing I will discuss later. The particles will attract each other. These are the main 3 points that the characteristics of a particle or characteristics of a matter. Okay, so right now we will do some activity to understand what is this statement means. That means the particles of a matter will have some continuous movement. Let's see. Suppose we are taking a glass. Okay, a glass. After that we are filling this glass, okay, by water. I think it is clear to you. Okay, this glass is filled by some water. Right now this is ink, okay, and this is ink, and this is water. Okay, let's see what happens here. I am dropping some ink in it. When you will stir it, that means when you will stir it, then the ink is right now, yes, it's already spread up all the water molecules. It's already spread into all the water molecules. Yes, it's already spread into all the water molecules. Okay, so what does it mean? It means nothing that if the particle are rigid, that means no movement is there, then if we add some ink in the water, then no movement of the particle will happen. That means the color will not go to the every part of the water solution or the water molecule. Is it clear? That means if no movement was there, then where we added that ink, the ink will remain on that part or keep remaining on that part. Okay, no movement will be there. But as the particles is having some continuous movement inside the matter, that is why they are what? They are always continuously moving, and the ink, that means the color, is spread up throughout the water. Okay, that is the first point. Number 2, what was the second point? The second characteristics of a matter was it is there is some space in between the particles. What does it mean? Suppose we are taking another glass and water in it. So here a glass of water is in my hand, and this is a spoon of salt. I am adding this salt in this water, and after that, by some continuous stirring, after some moment we will see that there will be a very clear solution of the salt water. Let's see what happens next. Continuously stirring here. Yes, right now you can definitely see that no salt particle you can see by your naked eye. Okay, that means where the salt particles gone? Definitely there will be some space in between the what? Particles. That is why on that space this salt is placed right now. That is why we will not see that salt particle in our naked eye. That means in the water particle, in the space between the water particles, the salt will now kept over there. Okay, so the number 2 point was what was the number 2 point? Second point, what is the characteristic? The characteristic of a matter is the particles will have some definite space between them. Okay, so in number 3, what was the point number 3? Point number 3 was they are continuously attracting each other. That means the particles which are present in an atom is continuously attracting each other. So let us make another very good. Okay, let's see. Look, this is water bottle. Okay, if I keep my finger in here and just look at here, you can definitely see that. Okay, what you have seen here, you just seen that when my finger was kept in the flow of water, then the water particle is scattered here, and after that suddenly when they pass my finger, they will attract each other and make a continuous flow again. Okay, so if this is not happening, that means there was no attraction between the particles, but as it is happening here, that means what? The particles present in a matter is always attracting each other, though some obstruction is there in their flow or in their movement. After overcoming the obstacle, they will again attract each other to make a continuous flow. Is it clear? So right now we have 3 activities we have already done, and we clearly understood what the main characteristic of a matter. So right now we will move forward to the next part, that is types of matter. Generally there are 3 types of matter. What is that? That are solid, that are liquid, and another one is gas. Okay, these are the main 3 type of matter we have to consider right here. Otherwise 2 different plasma, that is also a type of matter. BEC, Bode-Einstein condensate, that is also a type of matter, and we will discuss about plasma and BEC later on. Okay, so right now the main 3 major part of a matter, type of matter, is solid, liquid, and gas. At first you have to write the main characteristics of solid, liquid, and gas. Okay, I am telling you, just write it. Number one, in case of solid will have definite shape. It will have definite shape. Here no definite shape, here no definite shape. Definite shape, no definite shape, no definite shape. Yes, you know, this is a solid. Okay, this is a solid matter, it is having a definite shape. But in case of water, in case of carbon dioxide gas, there is no definite shape. Number 2, distinct boundaries. In the number 2 point, distinct boundaries. Okay, that means if we are considering this pen only, then you can clearly see that this mobile also a distinct boundary is there. But in case of water, no definite boundaries. That means if I keep the water inside the bottle, that means they will take its shape, and if we pouring the water in this glass, they will take its shape. That means no definite boundaries are there. Okay, and no definite boundaries for gases also. Number 3 point, this is rigid. Number 3, this one is rigid. You know what do you mean by rigid? Rigid means in the solid matter, the particles present inside it is very tightly attracted by each other. That means very low compressibility is there. You cannot compress much because they are already rigid in nature. So maximum rigidity is here. Here in case of liquid, the particles are far away from each other in comparison to solid, and in gas particle, in the gas, the particle is really very far apart from each other rather than the liquid particle. Okay, so in case of this one is rigid, this one is fluid, and this one is also a type of fluidity. So this is, here you can see rigidity, here fluidity, and here fluidity is also there. Okay, fluidity. Number 4, as I have said, the compressibility. So low compressibility is there, you cannot compress it because already it is rigid. Here greater than solid, but low compressibility is also there, not like this but greater than this, okay. And here high compressibility because the gaseous particles are far away from each other, that is why we can easily compress them and to make them a very good arrangement or assignment, okay. Number 5, here definite volume is there, definite volume is there also, here definite volume, here also definite volume, and here no definite volume. You cannot make a gaseous particle in a particular volume, okay. You cannot consider the gaseous particles with some definite volume, but in case of liquid it will have some definite volume. That means if you add 500 ml water, that means 500 ml is the volume, and in case of solid definite volume is there, okay. And just remember one thing, I have told you that mass is constant everywhere, and definitely particles will have some mass. This mass is considered or represented in kg unit. Kg, that means kilogram or gram unit, okay. So what we have learned today, at first, what is a matter, what are the examples of matter. Second, what are the main characteristics of matter. 3 characteristics was there. Number one, continuous movement of the particles, and we have done a very good activity also, okay. That ink in the water, spread up the ink, okay. Number 2 characteristic was, what was the number 2 characteristics? Number 2 was that the particles will have some definite space between them. The space is minimum in solid, maximum in gas, and moderate in case of liquid, okay. And what was the activity? Activity was some salt or some sugar particle is added in the water particle. Number 3 point was that they will have some attraction between them, that means the particles present in an atom, present in a matter is having some definite attraction, and we have done it through a activity, okay. Now, and what was the different type of matter? We are considering 3 main type of matter is here: solid, liquid, and gas, and what are their characteristics we have done. This is the first video for you in this chapter. In the next video we will discuss how we can interchange solid to liquid, solid to gas, gas to liquid, liquid to solid. This type of interchange, this type of conversation we will discuss in the in the next video. So students, you are requested to please keep a note from this video and study it at your home, and if you have any query, please make some comment in the video and just put your comments, put your queries in the comment box. I will definitely answer it in the next video. So please stay connected with us. We will meet in the next video very soon. Stay home, stay safe. Thank you, and have a wonderful day ahead.